Hello and welcome to the 5th of 8 rounds in the 2018 FIM Maxis Enduro World Championship. We're in Petromarata in northern Italy for the GP Trentino. For this round, a new format featuring a single long day of racing. Also in store for the riders, a date with the wall, in the dark, to finish the first hard EnduroGP event in championship history. First up, a visit to the motocross track for 3 full-on motocross races, complete with the mass start, where the advantage very much with the 4-stroke machines. Loic Lario, a former motocrosser, using his experience to get the whole shot and the all-important first corner lead in the first 2 races, closely followed by Christophe Charlier. But after 2 second places, Charlier crashed heavily in the 3rd race, banging his head. The race red flagged so the ambulance crew could work their magic. The Frenchman now safe and stable. Race eventually restarted, and Matthias Bellino taking the win in his 2nd race of the season. But the star of this section, undoubtedly Lario. 2 wins and a 2nd place for him, and moving into a healthy 16-second lead over Alex Salvini. Daniel McCanny found the enduro section very much to his liking, finishing 5th or better on every lap. The Gas rider moving up from 11th to 5th overall and 2nd in E3. Loic Lario showing his true colours after finally being able to train between races, but dropping down to 4th after losing ground in enduro tests. Giacomo Redondi was the World Junior Champion in 2016 and a special guest for Honda at his home race, an excellent 3rd going into the extreme tests. Steve Holcomb produced a can of whoop-ass for the enduro test, setting the scratch time in all 4 to Sergio was 2nd overall, just 8 seconds off the lead. Well, Alex Salvini's lead over Holcomb, 25 seconds going into the enduro section, but the championship leader now under pressure despite being 2nd best on 3 of the 4 laps. Giacomo Redondi losing pace in the dark. His Honda still 3rd until a big mistake on the final lap dropped him down to 5th overall, 3rd in E2. McCanny 5th going into the extreme session, but the Gas rider 2nd on the last 2 tests, moving above Redondi into 4th overall and 2nd in E3. Loic Lario's chances of the first overall win of the season effectively finished by his lack of pace over the enduro course. That mistake from Redondi made a podium possible. The Yamaha rider took his charge and was also 2nd in E2. Steve Holcomb playing catch-up ever since the cross test. 8 seconds back coming into the extreme test. He then won the first before mistakes on the 2nd and 3rd extinguished his chances. Holcomb 2nd overall, 4th consecutive E3 victory, scant consolation though.
You know, I had a lot of work after the first motocross race. I lost a lot of time, and yeah, I like you said, I worked really hard in the enduro test to make the time back, and you know, the race in my opinion was mine, but I just, you know, make some stupid mistakes.
Alex Salvini has been sweeping all before him this season, and despite some uncharacteristic mistakes on the enduro section, including a number of crashes, still led as the riders emerged under the power of headlight. The Italian taking his 5th win in 7 races, an emotional moment especially in front of an adoring home crowd.
During the night it was the real rock and roll, and I'm so glad to survive at the extreme race and you know, won the Italian GP, and especially this real home GP, because as you tell, it's the home of my girlfriend, so it's a special you know, GP for me, and quite emotional. Maybe one of the toughest of my career, because you know, I felt a lot of pressure.
Salvini's charge towards a first world title since 2013 continues. The Italian with an 8-point lead over Holcomb in the EnduroGP standings and away and clear in E2. Hiro Remes now a distant 3rd with only a 4-point cushion over the in-form Bradley Freeman. Now to the juniors. Runaway championship leader Mattia Cavallo, a hot favourite to extend his race lead over their 3 cross tests, setting down a mark by winning the first race by 16 seconds. Davide Serreca recovered from a poor first race to move 3rd overall by the end of the cross section. The big surprise, the speed of local wildcard Lorenzo Macarito, putting Hispana 2nd overall. But nothing could stop Cavallo's beater, romping to victory in all 3 tests and opening up a 50-second lead in the standings going into the afternoon's enduro tests. In those Enduro tests, Sorica very consistent. The Italian TM rider retaining third in the race standings with only the extreme tests to go and on the cusp of a much needed fourth podium of the season. Up ahead, Andrea Verona set 3 scratch times out of 4 to catapult himself into second place. But Matteo Cavallo in a class of his own. The beta man now with a 74-second lead, running away with this race as well as the Junior World Championship. But there was a surprise as Davide Sireka fell apart on the extreme test, allowing Joe Wootton to grab third place thanks to a string of solid performances, his best result of the season. Andrea Verona wobbling after a big mistake on the second extreme, but holding his nerve to finish with his TM in second for the first time since the opening race in Portugal. But Matteo Cavallo just too far ahead, taking the win by nearly 2 minutes at a time that would have placed him 7th in EnduroGP. The beta rider now has a 27-point lead over Verona in the junior standings.
Yeah, now only 1 goal. I'm really scary. I didn't expect to speak about the title, so I don't know, it's really weird, but I fight for that.
Surely now a matter of when and not if Cavallo wraps up that junior title.